Welcome back, and all by myself tonight. Jonathan's tired and Tim's working, so let's go on a deep dive then. We haven't done one of these for a while, and we'll have a look at everything that's going on. So, I've been talking to Szechuan Pepper up there. This is his land. He's given us right of way. I think it might just be worth keeping him there. That's a bit of a block, because if anyone tries to attack him, he's going to try and attack him back and put up more resistance than I could probably in that area. So we'll leave him be and see what happens with that. Just taking the last of this land, so knocking right up to Minnesota, and there's really not much land left for grabbing. Nebraska, bit of Kansas, and down here is an interesting situation where we've got Louisiana's taken all this land, the gold player, and we've got New York as well getting involved. So a couple of different coalitions working together there. If we have a look at the coalitions, I'll let you know who's who. So if we sort it by members with 3 in them, we've got the BUA. In that is us. Oh, Szechuan, our friend in the north, Ontario, and New York. That's a new one. Hadn't realised. Okay. Ooh. Oh dear. So in Ontario will get a much easier ride into my land, maybe. I have to be very careful of that. New York. Okay, that's quite a dangerous one then. Let's have a look then. The next one, Cuba, Louisiana, and American Georgia. So, Cuba down here, American Georgia, and Louisiana are down here. So they've teamed up with New York and Ontario then, and I think everyone's working together anyway, including people like Minnesota, Iowa, and then Illinois. So let's see the next alliance. There's 1 or 2 in it, Haiti and Florida. We know they were working with Florida, Haiti. We know they've been working with Louisiana and their coalition in New York. So that's a triple combo teaming up against Tim. And the last alliance, Colorado, Minnesota, and Illinois. Well, we've knocked out Colorado, but he's just staying in the game, trying to build an airbase there to get everyone to fly in, I guess. So we need to see if we can take that out. Still making a run for it, trying to survive. And then Minnesota's here and Illinois here. I think they may be one of the weaker coalitions because they've lost one of their players. But also, if you have a look... Ooh, okay, Illinois is building an army base level 4. That would tell me they're trying to build maybe rocket launchers or mobile SAMs, that sort of thing. Yeah, they're built up there. Yeah, they've built up quite well. Minnesota looks a little bit weaker on the home cities. They've just got not a lot going on in their home cities. So maybe a little bit more inexperienced, that player, or not quite playing as much, dedicating as much time. So let's start in the north. So I've got a mobile SAM I'm sending into the middle. Already sent one over to the other side. On its way, so that's going to be 14 hours away, which is good. So we'll have a mobile SAM in each region, and then I'll make another one for the north, so we've got the board covered. And we have a look on the cities. Finally taking this one up here, 30%. So when it goes past midnight tonight, it'll free up these troops. It's combat recon, normal infantry, and then a National Guard, and I'll move them down just to help land grab maybe down here somewhere, or maybe getting the mix of it down here for the impending battle I think that they're possibly gearing up for. We'll have to have a look and see. So here we've got combat recon, troop, National Guard again, same combo. 24%, so it's going to take at least a couple of days until I can leave that city. It's the last one I've taken, and then just about to take that last piece of land. In fact, I'm imminently due to take it. Should we see how long away I am? there we go, we've done it. Okay, so that's going to reduce, I think, the number of wars I've got. Then we'll send him down there. Got a couple of troops taking this land. This is Colorado's land, the last of it, up here, and then he's just got this stretch here. So it'll be nice to take Colorado out, and it'll bring me up to the border, up there. Got these guys here sitting on Cheyenne. 4 troops and a combat recon. Troops haven't got too bad health, actually. They're recovering a bit more as they sit on cities more, and there's not really going to be many more to take, so yeah, we'll see what happens to them. And this is the run-in, the famous run. I released a video, actually, it's about 1:40 long, showing what happened with the capital. Wasn't able to take it in the end, but it was a bit of a strange one. It had about 5 different coalitions in it. In this area to start with, stopping us from taking that capital originally. And there's a rogue state just about to be beaten by one of Jonathan's infantries. He upgraded them to level 3. I'll show you what I'm building, and I'm going to show you my home cities now. So just been really building up the infrastructure. So on the way to building a level 4 naval base, and a third of the way through building a destroyer. After I've built a level 4 arms industry on Vancouver, I'm going to go on to build. I've queued up a naval base, level 2, so we can pump out a couple of ships at a time. And you can see the components are coming down. I had about 7,000 at one point, and electronics as well. They're at 3,500. I think I was flying around 5,000 at one point. So yeah, really starting to use all the resources now. And that's why I've decided to start building up the arms industries on the component cities now, because I'm going to start using them just initially in a fairly desperate need for supplies. So now that's easing up. I'm going to go after components, but yeah, need to wait for that naval base level 4 to build, and then I can build up the components arms industry there. I've just got level 1 on that component city. But going for the level 2 on this one. Building an armoured fighting vehicle as well, and over here building an armoured fighting vehicle as well. So 2 armoured fighting vehicles. I could do a day, a destroyer a day, and I have started researching cruiser. They're incredibly expensive. They're 18... No. Click on it properly. There we go. They're 3,500 components, 1,200 electronics. So I don't know how much I'll need a big sea fleet, so we'll just see how we go on that. I'll probably just keep pumping out destroyers, but it'd be nice to have the option. And so we'll get the overview on what I'm building. So arms industry level 2 on the cog city, arms industry level 4 on supplies, and another one down there, and they're nearly finished, which will be cool. And arms industry level 4 on rare materials, so I'm going to be able to up my research game. I've never developed the petrol city any more than having an underground bunker on. When I was at war with like 8 other nations at one point, so you have to have bunkers on your cities, otherwise the morale starts to go down with that many wars. So I'm pretty happy with the makeup of the cities. Soon I'll be able to actually probably just send all these back home to heal and occupy a bit of land at home, and then send out the first wave of the next generation of fighting units. And we want to have a pretty mobile army, so that's why we've gone for armoured fighting vehicles. Get up to level 4 and you can start flying them around. I definitely want the rocket launchers as well, so I'll probably research that next. And then again, the same with rocket launchers. Once you get them up to level 4, you can start flying them around. And if we can cover each other quite quickly in different places, it's definitely going to help us. So we'll see how that goes. And they're cracking into, I've been told the correct way to say it is Chihuahua. And yeah, just taking out the capital now. Okay, yeah, they're in combat. So he's got combat recon and a motorized infantry level 3. and they're against the combat recon, and also he's got his strike fighters getting involved. So 2 strikes there. He split up his strikes, and having a look down here, that's the mobile SAM launcher going down for a bit of air protection. Just means that if I want to use my helicopters, they're a bit slow, and they're a bit exposed to air superiorities, I guess. They're a bit vulnerable, so I can I can make sure that I can protect my helicopters basically, and Tim's strikes with a mobile SAM to a certain degree, stop them just being totally walked over anyway by some planes someone else might have. And just Jonathan mopping up the last bits of Colorado, but he's making it difficult for us. He's running away, and Louisiana coming right up, taking all the land they can. So we're going to have some huge battles coming, and I think the first battle might come down here. I think we'll have one in the middle somewhere, and the north's a bit of a problem now. Gives them a line right into me, even though I've got a huge mountain range taking forever to get through. That's still a point of entry, isn't it? So just going to have to see what happens with that. So, how do you say that? Saskatchewan has given us all right of way. He's a fan watching the videos, and he said he's a truck driver in America. Reasonably young man. He saw the episodes and thought we were being attacked by everyone, and thought he'd give us something. So right of way would be good to have there. Have to see what we can do with it. There'll be some advantage to be had. And then here we've got a little pile of our aircraft. So I've got 4. Oh, it's not overloaded. I thought it would be. I thought the max was 5 that you could have. Let's test it. Let's put them out on a patrol. They are overloaded, yeah. So I'm going to decide I'll get rid of probably one of these attack helicopters, but I'll have the option anyway, and I'll build that up so maybe I can have 2 stacks of helicopters, but they're protected by an air superiority, so that's some protection. And I've got a gunship who's good against troops, 7 attack against troops, 2 attack against hard targets, 1 against ships, and then this one 1.5 against ships, but mainly against hard targets. They're tanks, 8.5 against tanks. It's going to be really handy if anyone's got like a main battle tank in the stack, or because they're pretty difficult to bring down. We'll look at Jonathan's navy. He's got 2 destroyers now, which is a real bonus for us, because neither of us have produced a ship yet, Tim or I. But I'm gearing that up, and I'll have a battleship soon as well, a destroyer. And then 1 day, 2 hours till naval base level 4, and there we go. 17 hours till the cruiser's researched. So yeah, I should be able to build a cruiser next if I've got enough components, which are going down quickly. Remember, it's 3,500 components just for 1 cruiser, so maybe it's better to build more destroyers. Who knows? We'll see. We certainly will see in the coming episodes. So we don't know where or when the next attack's coming from, but surely it's got to be soon, and I think they're going to hit hard as well. So it'll be a bit of a shock to the system. Let's bring these guys back. Here we go. I've got another chopper up here somewhere. Pretty sure I do. You can lose track of your units sometimes. Thought I had one around here. Oh well, I'll find him. What did I send him down here? Oh, multiple rocket launchers built. That's such a good thing to have. 4.5 attack against troops, 4 against hard targets, tanks and stuff, and you get an advantage if you put them in the mountains, 25% attack bonus, which adds up. It'll buff it up to like 5 or 6. Well, 6 damage against troops, 5.5 against tanks maybe, and they can just keep papping away. So yeah, pretty keen to get some rockets for myself as well. So we'll see how all that goes, and we could have a look at. Let's have a look at New York, because they're quite in amongst it, aren't they? Here they are. So that's their home city. They've got level 2 arms industry on their cog city, level 2 on electronics, level 2 on supplies, and level 2 on the other cog city. Just level 1 on that supply city. So how many home cities have they got? It looks like they've got 7. So that's the perfect start. Yeah, they've got 7. So it's a big province. Oh wow, okay, so they built arms industries on their secondary electronic cities as well. So that tells me they're okay, and the petrol city, interesting, and the cog city, and the special material city. That's an interesting tactic, because really there's more to be gained by just building up your home cities first and focusing on those, rather than necessarily the extra cities around you. So it's an interesting use of resources. Yeah, could be playing that a bit better, I think. Louisiana's got some crazy infrastructure. I mean, yeah, level 4 arms industry on their electronic city, level 4 on their cog city, and level 3 naval base, level 2 hospital, level 3 air base. Yeah, they're building it up. That's their infrastructure. And how many home cities have they got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that one? No, they've got 6. So not as many as some. But they've taken a whole load of land. They're going to be a very difficult player to beat. Here's Florida. Yeah, Florida doesn't look like they've built up their infrastructure very much. No. So at least that's something. Cuba, yeah, they're building their infrastructure up. Level 3 arms industries on some key cities, but I think they only started with, is it 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cities, so not bad. Okay, so we've had a good look at some of the players, some better than others. Definitely Louisiana doing very well. I had a look at Illinois as well. They're pretty good. Yeah, level 3 army base, so they'll be building. Yeah, well, some nasty stuff. Oh, level 4 army base. Okay, they're going to have some pretty big ground units then, but it would take them a while. So they're probably going for rockets and tanks, I'd imagine, and maybe some sort of anti-air. Okay, so they'll be coming out with something pretty difficult. Minnesota doesn't look so challenging. Obviously, this player, Sichuan Pepper, Saskatchewan, maybe that's how you say it. They've only just kind of started, so they've not really got much going on. And Ontario, level 2 arms industry, level 3 army base. I remember Tim saying it's quite tough starting as Ontario because everything's so far apart. Not bad. Okay, so that's the update for today. It's going to get a lot more interesting, and we're going to have some pretty difficult fights to come. So I think that's a goodbye from me. Over and out.